The Michael Malone Show is brought to you by the Central City Casino Parkway. Take I-70 to exit 243. The Central City Parkway, your 4 lanes to fun. Back from Boston, back home after a 2-2 road trip. Coach Malone, welcome back. How you feeling about what you guys got done over the past week or so?
Yeah, I mean, it was we would love to have gone 4-0, and we had a very challenging schedule with the likes of, Indiana, Milwaukee, Detroit, and Boston. But I'm sure there are some people that, hey, we're 2-2. That's not bad. But that's never our mindset. We're not satisfied with 2-2. That's 500 basketball, and we don't ever want to be a 500 team. So had our chances yesterday. We're down 20 in the second half. And with around 1:10 to go in the game, it's a 3-point game. We force a miss, and to me, with the most important possession, loose ball ensues. Derek White comes up with it, hits a really important basket to put that lead back to 5, as opposed to us having the ball and with the chance to potentially cut the lead to 1 or even tie the game, depending upon the outcome. But we have a lot of work to do. We have a tough schedule coming up. Get home, get some rest, get healthy, and get ready for Sacramento.
When you look at what's going ahead, you mentioned Sacramento, and then I don't even remember who is Friday night.
Phoenix,
yeah, two
playoff
teams, and then you get to go on the road and play a back-to-back night with Oklahoma City playoff teams. This last 25 games, this is like a playoff run to you guys, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, and we said that going into the break. We said it coming out of the break. Obviously in our last 5 games, we're 2-3. Losses coming to the Lakers at home, at Milwaukee, at Boston. And, we're going to have to find a way with the teams that are coming up, to your point. Sacramento, Phoenix, there's OKC twice, then Minnesota, then the Lakers. Then you go on the road after playing Washington. You play at Golden State, at the Lakers again, at Houston, at Port. So there are no easy nights. People don't realize how hard it is to win in this league. Very challenging schedule. You cannot run from it. You have to embrace it and meet that challenge head on. And for us to improve, obviously in the last 5 games, going 2-3, we have to get our offense and our running attack and our paint attack back to where it has been all season, which is top of the league. And the things that jump out to me lately that are really hurting us is our turnovers are killing us. We're turning the ball over way too much, giving opponents in our last 5 games, which we've lost 3, opponents are scoring 22 points a night off of our mistakes. We're only scoring 15. So that's 7-point differential, and it's been really, really crucial, and we have to find a way to clean that up.
Coach, Jokic was noticeably banged up, whether it was the blood from his arms getting cut or, going around there with a limp. And he kind of brushed it off after the game, saying he's been limping for 14 years. Is this something you're worried you're going to have to manage, or normal wear and tear here?
I think normal wear and tear. Obviously what Nikola has to face each and every night is just incredible. And that's why when you look at that stat sheet from Boston, it's incredible that Nikola Jokic scored 20 points. He was 9 of 15 from the field, 2 of 3 from the three-point line, and he didn't miss a free throw, which is incredible because he didn't take any.
He didn't shoot any.
You see the pictures of his arms, the blood, but he's a tough cookie, man. That guy is he's available, and that's one of the greatest talents you can have as a professional athlete is availability. And Nicole has proven over the last 10 years that he is more available than anybody. And we continue to rely upon that, and hopefully he's going to be fine moving forward.
Well, maybe the strategy, though, is just to get a technical in the first minute, because that's what you did against Detroit. That was awesome. 49 seconds in, you get teed up. You guys played awesome.
And Joker got to the free throw line.
I mean, I'm sure you weren't trying to get a technical. Well, I don't know. I should ask. Were you trying to get a technical there? Or?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you were?
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
I mean,
okay.
99% of my technicals, unlike the one yesterday, like the technical I got in Detroit was fully on purpose, stepping on the court and just letting the referees know I'm not going to allow this to happen tonight. You're not going to allow them to guard Nikola like that and get away with it because it's not within the rule book. And I got my point across. Whereas last night, if you watch me getting the technical, you wouldn't even have, if you watch the film, you wouldn't even have known that I said anything, because I'm not waving my arms. I'm not being emotional. I just made a comment, and I guess it fell upon sensitive ears.
Well,
that's what happens sometimes.
What was the comment?
I can't get into that.
Your mother is beautiful.
It was a league of their own. You can't say that in baseball.
All right.
Hey, let me ask you, and this is stupid. I don't know if you can really talk on it, but you're right. As many touches, and I think Joker leads the league in touches and passes. I mean, so he is involved heavily whenever he's on the floor, and he plays a good number of minutes. And I think you guys went 2 of these full road games. I'm not sure he got to the free throw line in 2 of them. And I've never seen a star, and that's what Nikola Jokic is, go so many games and not be put on the free throw line, even sometimes when they gift you fouls, right? Like maybe you don't even deserve. Boy, it just seems weird how his numbers are down a lot of games shooting free throws.
Well, it's and I wouldn't call him a star. I don't think Nicole's a star. I think he's a superstar. I think he's a mega star. I think calling him a star is doing him a disservice. And not that you meant it that way, but he is so far beyond just being a star in this league. People want to talk about who's the face of the league. Well, I got an idea. There's a 3-time MVP in Denver who was pretty damn good. And as far as the calls and numbers of free throws, obviously, I'm not going to get into too great a detail. I understand that the referees have a hard job every night, but Nicole is going to play close to 38 to 40 minutes every night. He's going to touch the ball a ton, whether it's in the low post or on the perimeter. He's an important part of our team. We are not a jump shooting team. We don't just sit outside and launch threes. We lead the league in paint points per game. He's the number 1 post-up player in the NBA. We lead the league in fast break points per game. All those numbers make you believe, well, wow, they're an attacking team that's putting a lot of pressure on the rim. And interestingly enough, on the season, in terms of our free throw attempts per game, we were 8th at 23. Our last 5 games, that number has dropped all the way down to 18, which is 25th in the last 5 games. So it's something maybe that we're doing. It's something maybe that's being missed. I'm not really sure, but I do believe that we should be generating more free throw attempts, and that's something that we have to get back to in terms of playing with that attack mindset and putting pressure on the rim and the officials each and every night.
Man, watching Jamal is so fun, Coach, and or maybe it could be a little like, what's going to happen here? But that dude just does not quit, doesn't give up, doesn't have a great first half, and then he just couldn't miss. And I really do think, hey, man, that's the first half isn't really who he is. He's much more like he was in the second half. And if he's just a little bit more consistent, I think you guys get that done yesterday and you get some fouls. Maybe you can talk about Jamal and the toughness he has mentally to hang in there even when he doesn't, have it all happening right away.
Yeah, I mean, Jamal, since the second half of our season, and for me, the second half of our season started on December 8th because the first 21 games we were 11-10, and since that point in time, Jamal's been outstanding.
Right.
I mean, and it's not just me saying that. It's not just me defending my guy because I love him and I care about him. It's because the numbers say so. Just look at the numbers.
Right.
Since that point in time, Jamal's been great. And you look at a game like yesterday in Boston, gets in a little bit of early foul trouble, guarding the likes of the Jaylen Browns and Jason Tatums. Doesn't have a great first half, as you mentioned, but then comes out. And the reason we're able to cut a 20-point deficit early in the third quarter all the way down to 3 points for the minute and 15 to go is because Jamal Murray in the second half goes out there and gives you 22 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, and does it while shooting 10 of 16 from the field and 2 of 5 from 3. And so he's been outstanding for us. We know how important Jamal is. And to your point, having the luxury to coach Nikola for 10 years and Jamal for 9, what always amazes me about both of them is just their mental and physical toughness, their ability to fight through and play through things. And obviously with the schedule we have coming up in our remaining games, we're going to continue to need Nikola and Jamal to play at a great level and also get help from elsewhere. And I think that's also an important part of this. We got to find ways, and obviously Aaron missing yesterday That hurts. Peyton Watson still being out, but our bench gets outscored 28-11. So I had to find ways to help our bench be a little bit more productive to help the cause, if you will.
Hey, on Wednesday's game, and I'm already thinking I'm doing sideline for that game, so we always have a little hit before the game started, and it's something that's, whatever, not necessarily.
Something fun?
I hear something fun. I'm going to ask Coach about it. The individuals that Christian Braun had to defend on this road trip, and I know it's a team thing, and you always got help behind it, but the individual performance and effort that he put out on some of the big stars of the league, scoring stars in this league during this 4-game road trip, I thought was just absolutely phenomenal, to the point where no one's mentioned yet, but should we be talking him up for an all-defensive first or second or third team or something like that?
Well, I think we should definitely be talking about him. I mean, obviously, unfortunately for us, our team defense isn't where it needs to be from a collective standpoint, being around middle of the pack in terms of defensive efficiency. But when you talk about Christian Braun and you think about, okay, let's talk about the Indiana game. All right, well, CB is going to guard Tyrese Halliburton, an all-star and Olympian. Then you go to Milwaukee and he's going to guard Damian Lillard. And then you go to Detroit, he's going to guard Cade Cunningham. And then you go to Boston and he's going to guard Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum, depending upon the matchup at that time and who's in the game for them. You're talking about just in this 4-game stretch, 4 all-NBA, all-star caliber players, and CB never takes a backward step. He loves the challenge. I was talking to him after the game yesterday, and I said, man, I probably could have given you more than 36 seconds of rest in each half. And he had a big smile on his face, and he goes, Coach, man, you know me. I'm built for this. I love it. I want it. He goes, I'll play all day, whatever you need from me. But that's his mindset. So, and we just kind of talked about the last 4 games, but really that's been all year long.
Yep.
You got a guy like Christian Braun who can go out there and guard guys. You have a guy like Russell Westbrook who you can go out there and guard guys. And both guys are wired the same way. They embrace that challenge. They look forward to it. They don't shy away from it. It was like when Mike Tyson would get in the ring. Most guys had lost that fight long before they even stepped in the ring with Mike Tyson. And when you have a guy like CB and Russ, those guys live for that. That's what kind of gets them going and how they're wired, and that's a great thing for us.
That was funny. After the game, I was looking at the box score. I'm like, 47 minutes. I guess I didn't even think of it. I don't know if that surprised you as well, but obviously not as you were talking to him. But pretty impressive. CB's had a hell of a year, man. It's been awesome to watch. It's been great.
Well, I've said this many times, and I've never looked this up, and I should, and maybe you guys can, because you have a lot more spare time than I do.
No doubt about that. Oh, my God. Gobs of time.
If you go back and think about when Christian Braun won a national championship at Kansas, in the championship game, Bill Self never took him out. He never left the floor. He played all 40 minutes. And I'd love to know in the history of the NCAA men's championship basketball game, how many guys, and even for the women, in either men's or women's national championship games, how many athletes have played the entirety of the game. And obviously that speaks to a couple of things, that CB is conditioned to do that, and he has the full trust and belief in his coaching staff and his teammates to go out there and impact the game in a positive way for that many minutes. And, just proud of him because he's humble, quiet, hardworking, all the things that you just love about him. And he's the same kid each and every day. And I have a lot of love and respect for Christian Braun. You
want me to tell you what you missed on the Academy Awards last night?
Sure. I'm all ears.
No, you don't care. You're full of crap. It's just
I don't even know. It's funny. Like my wife, my oldest daughter was home for the weekend. I didn't even know any of these movies. I mean, that's the funny thing. I have no idea about any of these movies. The only one I heard about is the one I probably would like to see because I am a Bob Dylan fan.
Oh,
I just watched it. You got to watch it. It's phenomenal.
Oh, you would like that. Yeah.
I'd like to see that because they're of a personal interest. But all these other ones, who was the big winner last night?
Well, the movie that won the most was this movie called Honora, which is about a stripper / prostitute who gets in trouble with a Russian oligarch.
I'm definitely watching that.
All right, Coach.
You had me at Oligarch. Nothing else. Oligarch, you had me.
Hey, asking you that, I got to ask you this. Is Boondock Saints one of your favorite movies?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, it's a great one. The two brothers and Willem Dafoe, and just great movie. I mean, yes, I enjoyed that one thoroughly.
All right, Coach. We'll let you go, and we'll see you down at the Ball Arena there on Wednesday. Thanks, Coach.
All right, take care, guys.
See you, Coach.
Appreciate it.